Hello, hello, my crafty friends. It is close to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Seems so weird to say that. And I am working on getting onto my this is such a pain sometimes. Getting myself found, if you will. But I will. So I hope you guys are all doing good. There we go. One up. Sometimes it takes a lot to get this all figured out. Yes. So I'm a little early just because I have a meeting at 4:40 or 7:40 your time, and I just wanted to be ready to go because we're gonna make these two cards. And let me see, it's actually pretty good. Pretty good, actually. I'm not going to mess with it too much. Ouch. You do kind of have a table shake. Doesn't seem, unless I put it on something, it seems it will be that way. Okay. So we'll give people a chance to get here. Say hello when you join me. Okay, we're up and running on all screens. Make sure that I can see the comments. Oops. All right, there we go. So say hello when you join. Hey, Di. How are you today? I hope you're doing good. So we are going to make a card today. Maybe two, depends on how crazy it gets, but we'll see. I'm going to use some red rubber stamps. And here are the cards we're going to make. So it's a kind of a fun fold card. But the bigger fun is, or craziness, is that I actually have a guide. So customers who place orders that are $25 or more are going to get this guide via email, electronically. And this is a big deal. I actually am really trying to figure out how to do these. Hey, Leslie, so that I can be more proficient and be able to support my team better and my customers as well. So this guide will be emailed to you electronically, and for my first downline, this is in our group. So you can go to files and download this, as well as some other pictures on how to make it. Okay. So can you believe this? So this one is just a picture and then your card, your cuts. So I practiced making a one sheet wonder yesterday, and I also practiced making actual sketches. Hi, Miss Connie, how are you? So we'll see how this goes. Connie, you'll be getting this via email, these directions via email. So don't sweat it. And I did do some changing from the original one that I saw. I'm going to be using Mixed Florals, which is part of the Mixed Media Floral Suite. Mixed Media Florals. There is a plural on this, and that's $16.46.39. But I have it also with the die cuts. Mixed Labels is another one that comes in that suite. And this is actually kind of fun because you get to make a bunch of different labels. And this kind of cool little piece for embellishing. Kind of like a cheesecloth thing. And then I keep So Sincere and Everyday Greetings close by because they're really simple stamp sets that have a bunch of different things. And I feel like these kind of go with, you can put these on the inside or vice versa. So that's kind of useful, kind of what I do with that. So I'm going to set these all aside because I have this set entirely blocked up. Like, it's all around my desk. I think, was it Connie? Was it you that I showed a picture of my desk? And it's like, ooh, crazy. Because it definitely is crazy. So let's get our cards. Hey, Sue, how are you? Let's get our cards. And, hey, Bernice, how are you today? Whoops, those are the wrong ones. Those are my extra pieces in case, sentiment pieces in case I need them. Right, I am even going to be doing some embossing, but I'm not going to use the machine. I'm going to walk around and do that. So, we are going to make one card from scratch, and then one card, just I've done some of the coloring and things like that. On the first ones, I used my alcohol markers. So you want to stamp with Memento ink. And these are the alcohol, and I'm happy to give you guys kind of the blends that I used. The colors are on the back of the Mixed Media Florals. But then I realized that I have never colored with our Stampin' Rights. So we're going to try those out for the heck of it. So tell me how you all are doing. Today is Thursday. We should all be getting ready for the weekend. I'm also going to use this folder, which I had the description somewhere here. But this is the folder that you can get for free. And this is not a 3D embossing folder. This is a standard embossing folder. So your sandwich is different. And it's called Starstruck Embossing Folder. And initially when I looked at it, I thought, oh, you look like flowers. And the stars, I don't know. I don't feel like you can they're super duper noticeable, but we'll see. Or I'm going to use the tile wherever I put the tile at. All right. So the first thing I want to show you, oh, yuck. Yuck for the flu. Boo. Is the difference between scoring and not scoring. I might need to go turn the light off here. A lot of times you'll see me just fold it in half, and I actually want to show you that that's not always the best choice to do. You can see this side is pretty good. The inside is not. No, I do not. Connie, that's to you. I prefer the 3 colors and not the 2 colors. I do like having a brush or a fine point tip. And then this is one where I actually did the scoring inside and out, and you can see how much nicer that crease looks than just folding it over. So I do recommend that you actually score things and not always take the fast way out like I do. And the Stampin' Up! Cutter comes with the scoring blade, although frankly often I just use a this end of the embossing tool that has the little round piece right there. I just use that because I'm always cutting and I keep mixing up the 2 blades. So I was like, I just got to have 1 blade on here. I can't do both blades on there. All right. So that's my hint on that. A little tip. Move these to the side. And the raised is the inside. I'm going to have a Now, Stampin' Up! Has its own bone folder. I just happen to grab whichever one is close. Put a nice crease in that. And this is the inside. So this piece here, for the, Connie, those of you guys, and Leslie, this is in the first downline group. Your card base is cut at 4.5 by 11 and then scored at 5.5. I can't to use my new cutter. Hi, Dina. I'm not sure. Then your inside piece is actually going to be 5.25 by 8 and then score at the 4-inch mark. Now, originally everything was at 7 on the 8th scale, and so I went and I changed things up and made it to quarters because I know it's easier for people to cut quarters. Good evening, good evening. All right, so this is done. Now we have this to fold. No, that's already done too. Oh, we're good to go. So let's do our next piece. These are the panels that... Hi, Carolyn, how are you? Wait. These pieces are on here, and they are, the DSP is 3.5 by 4.75, and the cardstock is 1/4 inch bigger. This is going to go onto here, but before we put it onto there, we're going to grab one of my favorite die sets, which is the stitched, what is it? Stylish Shapes dies, which has like that stitched kind of look to it. And we're going to grab the second biggest one. We're going to pop that into here. Oh crud, you guys are going to have to listen to the, I have one set up for for die cutting, and I have the other one's the setup for embossing. So you will have to listen, and I'm sorry. I'm just going to tape that down. Now, these dies are really good. They will cut 2 sheets, or through 2 sheets. But I want to show you this because I found, after a couple of errors, a way to do this. And just put this down. My plates are like total disaster. And I'm going to mute myself so you don't have to listen to this. I'll be right back. I always need training, Connie, on my phone. All right. So that cuts through, nice and simple. Keep this piece, you know, you can do something with that. Then the next step, did you guys hear the embossing machine? That's the first thing. Hi, Regina. That's the first thing that I want to ask. I'm going to take my card, and remember, I only want, actually, I'm going to tack this down. I'm not even going to take this out because I discovered that I could do this way, and I made a whole lot less mistakes, if you will, doing it this way, which is always a great thing, right? Less mistakes. And I put that on to the front of my card. Oh, you did hear it even with that up, so I guess that does not mute. I'm so sorry, guys. Put this back on. Me and my idea of making my life easier is to have 2 machines ready to go at all times. All right. I don't really have a mute button up here, guys, so I'm sorry. And unfortunately, I have to back up on this one to come out. No biggie. Dina, I like the Big Shot switch. I had for a long time the Tim Holtz Vagabond that I used like forever and ever and a day, and then it died and it's no longer made, so I moved to the switch, which is also a Tim Holtz idea, and it's actually pretty nice. I just wish they had a magnetic platform, Not that the magnetic platform works when you have warped plates like I do. Okay, so see? So you didn't move it, and you got the exact placement that you needed without trying to figure out where it matched up. So that's another tip to do. And very carefully remove this. I keep my pieces on there. You can see I use the little pennants a lot. I haven't used these as much as I probably should. These are nesting, so you're able to create layers. All right, so that's the top part of the card. So the next part of the card is right here. And that's the one piece that is going to be your 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then score it, but you're going to cut it out of a paper and then score it. Let's put that onto here. I think this is such a cute card. But anyway, I'm venturing out to try and support y'all in different ways. And I have lots of scrapbooking workshops, but not a ton for cards. So I'm trying to get better at doing these diagrams and sketches for this. All right. So I put the tulips in the red because red tulips seems like a really good thing. Put this here. Before you stamp, close your window, take your pencil, and lightly put an X in where you want the center of that stamp to be, so that when you are lining this up to stamp, you make sure, because you can like really line up however you want it to show through the card, as long as you know where the center is. Gosh. Then, lightly, before you color it, take that off. You're going to stamp in the center the tulips if you choose to use the stamp set, and then on the side, the bottom right hand corner for the inside of the card. Before you go ahead and put them together, though, we are going to color. And like I said, this is my first foray into coloring with these. I'm not totally sure, and I'm working on this right here are the daisies that I already did, because there was no way for us to get through this with they don't blend as well. I have to try it. I'm kind of just playing around with it, honestly. I really don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work. And you don't even have to shade if you don't want to. I was kind of hoping we could layer colors, but like I said, I haven't colored with regular markers in a long time. The nice thing is they don't bleed. So what is everybody's plans this weekend? Just out of curiosity. Anybody going to a crop or family plans? I think it's too cold for you guys over there to do any kind of picnics. Or maybe ski. Deep Creek looked like it had a lot. So what is it, Wisp that's up there at Deep Creek? Oh, I bet Canaan is swamped, right, Leslie? And you can see it's a little bit different. And I did use Memento, and the Memento is not bleeding with this. So that's a positive. You can continue to use Memento. I didn't try Archival with these. And I did heat set these because I did the alcohol markers, and then I was doing watercolor with the other. I'll show you some of the others. Now there is one mistake on the directions that you guys who get the directions have, is that there's actually 2 of these white pieces, which I just put down, cut the white pieces for the inside. I didn't mention that you need 2. And you want to do the 2 because you could, I suppose, write directly on the yellow, but for the black card that has I guess it is yellow too. So the yellow is light enough you could write without putting the inside on, but not. They have gotten 60 inches of snow. Wow, so you're going to Winterfest, Regina. That feels like a lot of snow. Is that an unusually high amount of snow for up there? I guess I have the ski resort, so it's got to be. My friend Betty Tucker is going to be the creative memories person now for Winterfest. Apparently the gal that was doing it is retiring. The people up in who get that kind of snow know how to drive on that kind of snow. So it's not as crazy as if you got 60 inches of snow. Not Winterfest, just another crop. Oh, you didn't do last year. Okay. Tried up something new. All right. That took a little bit longer than I anticipated, so I'm glad. This weekend, you're taking the girls to dance class. Oh, I bet they love having their grandma. Do you go by Grandma Sue, or do you have a different name? Okay, you go by Mimi. So does Monica Bell. She goes by Mimi too. I don't know when Grandma went out of style, but it definitely is out of style. Okay. I'm not going to play too much with the shading or trying to figure out how the shading will work. Using the small bullet point. This is the thing that I do like on both the alcohol markers and the Stampin' Write. And I need to remember that I have that bullet point that I can use for outlining or doodling on a card. Because then you can doodle whatever color. You're a grandma. You're grandma. Although I shouldn't say anything because mine are Honey Dear and Honey Dad. My sister, Lisa, who has Williams syndrome, she's been in here before, and she called the grandparents Honey Dear and Honey Dad. So we thought Honey Dear and Honey Dad was actually really good. And yeah. And you can see these and the colors are pretty true to the paper also, because I was checking that out. So that's nice if you want things to look. I'm not trying to get exactly all in the lines because the way this set is drawn, it's kind of more whimsical. It would be a fantastic watercolor set. Boho blue and granny apple green. And then I want the, this red in this set is Poppy. Poppy Parade. Shall be forever known as Poppy. So the purpose of alcohol markers is to not have the coloring lines. But sometimes the coloring lines give you an illusion of shading. Do you know what I mean? Di, what do Kaden, what does she call you? Now we're going to use an embossing folder next on the piece that is going to go, that you're going to see through the window, just to add some texture to it. I did one card over here without doing the embossing folder, and I think it looks good either way. Look at that. To do this doodles, I bought a Le Pen in a 0.8 or 0.08. I can't remember if it's 08 or 8. I'm really good, Di. Thanks. Got a busy night, got a bunco, and my sister Jackie is going to come to bunco with me, and then I'm going to drive her back home to Beaverton because her friend's going to bring her up. So that's exciting. So Grace will be at Aerial Arts. All right. We have those done. Now, on this one here, I'm going to let you guys vote. So get ready to put a vote up here. I used the distressed embossing folder on this one, and I used the star one on that. Which one do you guys like better, pattern wise? I did this backwards. I'll fix it. My question is what do the kids call you? The niece's kids. Kind of hard to see those. And that will determine my sandwich, because this one is a regular 3D or regular embossing folder. I always write the way I want to remember to put my piece of paper in. I have a preference to have this side up. Oh, dang, you don't have a special name. I like this side up and not the other way. So which embossing folder should we use? A deep embossing folder of distressed tile, or the stars one. This is the one you can get for free. Number 1 or number 2. That'll make it easy for you to vote. Where's the one I want? If you guys are responding, I am not seeing it, because normally you guys will vote. So we'll give people a few seconds. On the doodles, I went in and just, I saw this, somebody else had done this, and I thought, oh, that's kind of a cute idea. Just to draw your straight line. 1, 2, there we go. 2 is the tile, 1 is the stars. We already have 1 in stars. 2 for 2. you're watching and multitasking. That's a little scary. All right, so we have the deep embossing folder. If you have the Stampin' Up platforms or the Stampin' Up machine, which I used to know the company. It's the same company that does the cutters. It's Spellbinders? I don't know. Anyway, take out these plates. These are the plates you need if it's a regular embossing folder, but using the 3D embossing folder, you want to use this. And I think I need to put this. Is that the one top? Where did the other one go? Yeah, so I think the Stampin' Up side is top. So you're going to take this. Please make sure that you do all of your coloring, outlining, anything that you want to do. Please make sure you do it before you emboss, because it looks really funny if you try to emboss it. Take your, so you only need these two plates. The gray plate doesn't really have a number on it. So, and it just goes through. This is a very quiet machine, and I have to tell you, this machine is probably the easiest machine that I've used for embossing. All right, and here we go. You get a nice texture on that, but you're not going to do the inside panel. All right, so now we're pretty much at the same spot for both of these cards. The tulip is going to go into here. That's my 10-minute heads up. And like I said, I changed these from 7/8 cut or 1/8 cuts to 1/4 inch, so it's faster, I feel, to cut. This is going to go into here. And then we'll add our sentiments on both cards. I think I'm going to put some kind of wonderful on these, because I have hello to go on the front. Okay, that one's done. So I need this one back. So it goes pretty quick, as you can see, once you get kind of the basics done. I think this would be a fun Christmas card. And actually, what I want to do is, because we have the peekaboo window, is I want to play with the mushrooms on it next. Because you'll be able to make you're going to be able to make a 3-dimensional piece. Here's this. So any questions or anything not make sense right now for what I've done? There we go. 2 cute little bows, and Dina, I confess, I did these ahead of time because I was worried that I would have trouble making them on screen. So I'll grab that. This is really cute. Oh, don't put them down yet, because you need to put your sentiment down. Just put them on there. So I have 2 different die cuts here. One says hello. You're going to want to 3D foam tape these, or dimensional. And I have hello on this one. You need 2 each. But I really like the you dislike making bows. The easiest way I found is to do the 2 loops. But I knew I was gonna not have a lot of flexibility for later. All right. I think it's always nice to have a card to say hello. And I'm only gonna do 2 cards today. I knew it would be really tough to get 3 cards done. Hello. Then I'm going to take my little guys up from here, and I'm going to put the bow on, and I'm going to trim accordingly. because I don't want the ribbon to per se go across. Come on. Then we're going to do these cute little silly bees. They're so stinking cute, you guys. I like the bees. And I'm going to grab a pokey tool. Oh, these scissors that the Stampin' Up! Has are really good with ribbon. Like way better than the ones from Close to My Heart. But I like Close to My Heart ones better for paper. So it's cute. Now you could finish up and be done with just adding the bow if you want to, but I just tend to keep adding things. And I'm going to put on some dots here. And these bees are little gold bees that are in these little container things. And then be careful with them because I have spilt them all over the place. And the best thing about the way I set this tool up is I have the ability to have the pokey tool on one end so I can get off the front, these glue dot tops. And then I can flip this around and use the sticky thing, pick them up and put down embellishments. Isn't that like cool? And you can put them on any way, of course, anywhere that you want them if you don't like. And you can put as many as you want on. I think those bees are so cute, you guys. All right. We'll play our number game. 2 numbers this time. 2 numbers this time. Oops, pokey tool. I actually bought multiples because there are 6 different things that you can have. Tips that you can have on their all-purpose tool. It's not really an all-purpose tool. Shoot, I don't know what to call it. I forget. But I bought 3 of them so I don't have to swap out the tips. 2 of them are pokies. The sticky thing. Yeah, it actually I am pleasantly surprised about how well the sticky works. The eye's gonna pass. Oh my gosh. This is extremely useful, and the nice thing, Close to My Heart had those kind of plastic ones, or not plastic, but the ones you sharpen, and they work well too, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Awesome. At how well this works. Well, that's kind of you, Di. There's 9 of you on. So that is how you make the cards. And like I said, the directions will be there. Emailed to my customers who order $25 or more, for my first downline team members. They're posted in the group under files. Crazy, right? All right, let's see who we got. Anybody else gonna play? I have Bernice and Sue. Regina, are you guys the only 3? 13. Okay, going once. Going twice. All right. It is going to be Sue. And closest to 21 is closest to 21 is 13. So Regina. 2 cards coming your way, guys. Yep. And thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys on Monday. And those of you guys who have the Stamp It Your Way kits from December. We're having our class on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. You will have gotten the link via email. I'll talk to you soon.